Interesting updates coming by the way of two big sectors, AI and crypto. Let's begin with crypto first. Actually, let's begin with AI first because that is a concern, and Prime Minister Modi addressing a virtual meeting of the G20 leaders also flagged concerns around deepfake. Many are saying that this is going to be the first deepfake elections in India, in US, and the ongoing elections, of course, which are concluding in 5 states in India. Now, Prime Minister Modi said that we need a global framework and we need it now.
Absolutely. So I think Prime Minister Modi has been very, very vocal about, this principle or the framework of AI for all, AI for good, AI for, to be made available to every citizen. But now I think there is this one but which is added, and that but is, but it has to be safe, it has to be secure. So Prime Minister Modi there calling for a collaborative approach with all members, participating members of the G20 bloc, saying that there is need for a regulation and there is need to assess and sort of, keep the population and keep the citizens safe from the dangers of AI, specifically the dangers of deepfake. And I think everybody understands that deepfake and the sort of, dangers of deepfake are not limited to personalities alone. It's not just Rashmika Mandana or Katrina Kaif or Kajol who can become victims of deepfake, but an entire election and entire democracy could be at risk if there are faces and voices saying things that have actually never been said. So Prime Minister Modi there asking for an AI regulation, also stating that India's own MeitY, the Ministry of Electronics and IT, have gone ahead and drafted this principle of AI for all, and that could serve as maybe the starting point for India, regulating AI and the dangers of AI and other related technologies like deepfake for India itself. We are hoping that in the winter session of the Parliament, some AI regulation bill should be tabled, should be up for discussion. Whether it passes or not, of course, is something that depends on what is in the bill and what is the kind of agreement or disagreement that political parties come to some sort of a conclusion with or not. But I think some sort of movement needs to happen on the AI regulation front.
Absolutely. And the government, of course, coming out acknowledging a need for regulation. We don't know if a regulation has been drafted in entirety. We do know that the government has started working towards it. MeitY is working towards it. But a framework could be out very soon for Indians. But moving on from AI to crypto now. Crypto, again, a very volatile market, a very volatile industry, has been in the news for the past 24 hours or so, namely after Binance CEO said that he pleaded guilty to flouting money laundering laws. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, the Minister of State for IT in India, said that you cannot talk about progress, regulation without enough and without enough checks and measures and balances in place. At the same time, Nirmala Sitharaman also pointing that a crypto framework has also been arrived at. Government there is tightening the news around crypto finally. It is happening.
I mean, I'm not sure how much India will be able to do alone. And which is where, again, I think Nirmala Sitharaman's sort of plea at the G20 or leadership at the G20 as you see it, as well as now saying that the IMF is also going to work with the G20 bloc to have some sort of a regulation on cryptocurrencies. But the fact that cryptocurrencies are pretty much faceless and borderless and are protected by a technology called blockchain, I'm not sure how much governments in isolation would be able to achieve by trying to draft independent regulations on cryptocurrency. I think there has to be a global sort of consensus on how the world wants crypto to be managed and regulated. At the same time, Rajeev Chandrasekhar, I think in the context of
very
Binance,
interesting. I think if you look at that tweet, he said using new technology to break law does not make you a disruptor.
Exactly.
It makes you a criminal.
So I think specifically in the case of Binance and the outgoing step-down CEO who's now looking at perhaps jail time of about 18 months, losing personal wealth of about $50 million. We're talking about CZ here, as he's referred to popularly. Well, CZ has been fairly, not really compliant with the law of the land in the US. And again, I think the challenge of the fact that cryptos are faceless, borderless, there has been some sort of money laundering that the company as well as the individual have agreed to, pleaded guilty to, also to the tune of possibly some sort of terror financing.
Absolutely.
So again, I think this whole regulation of cryptocurrencies has to be seen at a global level, and hence G20 could be one of the right forums to address this.
Which is where Nirmala Sitharaman is saying that a roadmap has been arrived at as far as G20 countries is concerned. At least a roadmap is in place which could be shared with the public very, very soon. But the government there, very firm and continues to maintain that crypto and AI regulations will have to be put in place very, very soon.